And recording. Happy Halloween, everybody. Um, I actually reacted to a Typo Negative song not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago, and I'm trying not to repeat them too much since I love them. I love them, and I kind of want to spread it out so that I can have more content for myself and to just not blow my whole wad right away. But it being Halloween and all, I just did a random Google search trying to find like songs and bands that would actually fit the theme. And lo and behold, one of the search results was Typo Negative, because apparently they have a song called All Hallows Eve. And this is off World Coming Down, which I've already reacted to one song from this album, and it just like blew my mind how good it was. So it was 8.5 minutes or so, and it's not Eve anymore. It's the All Hallows Day, technically now. So I'm in the mood for this. I love them. And Booyaka 619. Already in that mood.
Fall fires burn neath black twisted boughs, sacrifice to above. Smoke swirling quickly towards misting clouds, offering of this blood. In jungle flames and without shame, consumed with howls and screams. Pumpkins grin in their despair. Oh. Hallows Eve. Hallows
I didn't want to pause it in the middle of that, but like, I gotta pause it somewhere. And I don't want it to go too long before I do that. When he starts and he's just in that low resonant kind of tone, and he's just speaking, like you can hear he has his lips pressed to the microphone. It's like he's talking specifically to you, like he's right next to you, and he's whispering like sweet nothings in your ear, and he's converting you into his way of thinking. He's like the verbal way I imagine a vampire would glamour you. Like he's all he has to do is ask, and like you just want to do what he tells you to do. Ooh, ah. Like, it's weird. Like I've said it before. It's just like he drips sex appeal, and I'm a guy. He's a guy. I'm not necessarily into that, But when he says it to you, oh, but then the bass comes in, and again, it's just that low end frequency. It's levels on levels on levels, so it's just like reinforcing itself and just hitting you, and wave after wave after wave of that bass, and you just kind of get overwhelmed by that. And then when you feel like you can't take anymore, boom, the song just picks up. The distortion from the guitar gets you. His voice goes into the high frequency, and it's just like he's leading you somewhere. And then once he takes you where he wants you to go, he just pulls you and throws you to the ground. Yeah, yeah. It's weird. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but it's just like he's making you do what he wants you to do. Go. Gonna pause it there and backtrack it a little bit. When he's talking about Lucifer and Hallows Eve, that chorus part, the fuzz combined with the chords he's playing has like a sense of warmness, which everything's so dark and low frequency, and just like you feel like you're in a trance, but like in this lower quadrant of reality. And then the warmth, it just sort of raises you up and makes you feel kind of good, which is funny because he's talking about Lucifer and All Hallows Eve, which is Samhain. Um, yeah, so it's interesting that he wants you to embrace that darkness so much, so he uses those warm tones in his voice and also in just like the instrumentation as well. So he's lulling you into this place. He's guiding you exactly where he wants you to go. So this like journey that he's taking you on, you have no control. As an audience member, you have no control. You just have to sit there and just enjoy the ride. So it's really cool and really fun sounding. And even that little break around the 4 minute mark where it went back down into just like his low bass tones and just like subtle guitar work. It's it's good. It took you to that high point earlier, then brings you back down, then takes you right back up. Yeah, like he's having his way with you. Let me backtrack a little so I can get into that nice solo. Slows it right back down. Hitting you with that organ. Drummer. Yeah, everything about this is just sexy. Like it's super sexy, like over the top sexy. Like even this ending portion here, where it's just like a triumph of ecstasy. Like ooh, like you have that guitar solo that comes in, but it's again not too extravagant because he doesn't want to like do anything too over the top. It's all very subdued, and then while he's doing that it just leads you into like a sense of safety and calm, which is when the organ comes in, like the keyboards, and they just like take over, and suddenly it's just this explosion of joy and ecstasy, and it just, yeah, yeah, like I know I'm focusing a lot on like on it being like a sexual thing, and I don't mean it to be that way. This is just sort of like the emotion and like the feeling that comes over me when I hear this thing, when I hear Typo Negative. It's the combination of the kind of simplistic chromatic instrumentation with the emphasis on the heavy tom, low end tom sound, just to emphasize that, and his like low like bass voice. It all just works into such a way where it just like makes you feel like you're the only one in the room, and you're kind of like dancing or just swaying back and forth with this music playing in the background. It's just like I just picture myself like in like an empty room, not unlike this, but yeah, it's weird. It puts me in a certain mind space where I just kind of feel like joy. Like even though like this seems like dour and depressing, the way it crescendos, the journey, and even just the quality of the vocals, all that, it just gives me kind of like a blissful kind of feeling at the end. Yeah, so I anytime I hear Typo Negative, I just feel good afterwards. I just feel, yeah, I just feel good. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just like the emotion and feeling I get from it. If it's different from you guys and I'm just being weird, let me know. Like, feel free to go into the comments and call me like a creep for making this so like about what I'm saying. If how does Typo Negative make you feel? Because it's not over the top heavy, so it's not gonna bring out your rage or aggression, and it doesn't necessarily make me feel depressed because of the key changes that come in here and there, the sort of swells of major chords that you hear in the chorus in this song, and just in like other places and other songs. Like it seems like it's dark, but it is uplifting and it is kind of like joyous. So what do you guys get out of this music? Tell me in the comments.